Welcome back to Insider Insights with the Community Foundation for Greater Atlanta. Today, we're talking about housing affordability with Kayla Hammond, a program officer on the housing team here at the Community Foundation. Kayla, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I know this is a huge, complicated issue. You work in it every day. Most people see this in headlines. Can you give us a little bit of background about how this problem came to be? How did we get into this situation?
Yeah, absolutely. So housing affordability is really at a crisis point across the nation, and we're certainly feeling that here in Atlanta. So for over a decade now, housing costs have increased at a rate that has far outpaced increases in income. So House ATL notes that as of 2024 in Georgia, home sale prices had increased by 57%, while wages actually only increased by 17%. And alongside that, we're losing affordable units every day. So the Atlanta Regional Commission has documented 232,000 affordable housing units lost in the last 5 years. And when I say lost, those might have been demolished, or they might have had affordability restrictions when they were built that have since expired. And those numbers can seem really abstract, but our neighbors are feeling that every day. We're seeing seniors on fixed incomes who are struggling to retain their homes. We're seeing young professionals who can't find homes they can afford. And we're seeing increases in the number of people experiencing homelessness.
Some of these factors fuel the sprawl in development that we see around Atlanta. Despite a lot of the infill developments, we're just in the hole. We just don't have enough units, and affordable units especially, for all the people who want them.
Right, absolutely. Up for Growth notes that we are short 100,000 units in Atlanta, and that's both affordable and at any price point, which puts Atlanta 8th in the nation for housing deficits.
So clearly, this is a big problem. I think for most folks, we think of this as a problem addressed by private developers, private financing. So what role can philanthropy play in addressing this affordability issue?
Yeah, so this is a really complex issue, and we see philanthropy playing a really key role here. So traditional grants continue to be one crucial way that we support this work in the community. We are lucky in Atlanta to have a really strong ecosystem of nonprofits advancing this work, from things like rental and emergency utility assistance. We have nonprofits who are supporting unhoused individuals and accessing safe and stable housing, to home ownership efforts, which we know is a key indicator in building wealth over generations. In addition to traditional grants, another tool we've been able to leverage here at the Foundation is our impact investing. So we're able to provide concessionary capital to both nonprofit and for-profit developers and projects, which greatly expands the pool of projects we're able to support. It also creates a recyclable source of funding. So we deploy funding to support new housing production. That funding is then paid back at some point with a little bit of interest, and then it can go back out into the community to support additional projects. Lack of supply isn't our only challenge, but it is one of the largest systemic challenges. And low-cost loans are a really critical way we can help fill that gap. Investors help address a critical community need. They actually get their money back and can even earn a modest return.
So these impact investments create something like a revolving loan fund. I'm sure that's not the technical term for this, but something like that where the money goes out, gets used to make projects more affordable, comes back, and then can be used on another project in the future.
Absolutely, that's right. So it's just a continuing cycle that we're able to continue supporting our community.
So for donor-advised fund holders here at the Community Foundation, the money they're using in their fund to make grants can be used while it's sitting there, invested, to be deployed through these impact investments. Talk to your philanthropic officer if you want more information about that specifically. There's so many components to this issue, Kayla. A donor might feel overwhelmed. Can you help us kind of clarify the paths forward for those who want to get involved?
Absolutely. So at the Foundation, we approach affordable housing with 3 different areas. We look at affordable housing policy, so that's advocating for policies at the local and state level. We look at supporting affordable housing programs, which can be everything from home ownership efforts to support for renters in our community to support for services for people experiencing homelessness. And then we look at production. So as we mentioned in impact investing, that's really our biggest way to support new housing builds in the community. So if donors are interested in supporting the policy and programs area, we have a portfolio here that we manage, and we work with nonprofits from across the metro region to advance those 2 areas. Donors are more than welcome to make a contribution to that pool, and it can go towards those policy and programs areas. For production, that impact investing tool is really our biggest tool we use to advance new housing production in the community.
So whether that is money that's sitting on the sidelines being invested, that then can be deployed in that recyclable way we talked about, or grant making, either to third-party nonprofits that are working directly with renters and those people in need, or internal to the Community Foundation, grants can be made to programs that are helping to advocate for more affordable housing. A lot of ways to get involved, and I know your work is so important and central to all of this work. Kayla, thank you for talking with us today about this. And for those of you who are interested in getting involved in supporting the work on affordable housing here at the Community Foundation, talk to your philanthropic advisor and let us know how you want to get started. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Insider Insights. We hope you find it useful and you can apply this knowledge with your clients. If you've got questions on this topic or anything else related to charitable giving in the Metro Atlanta region, please don't hesitate to contact the Community Foundation and me specifically. We are here to work with you.